Dear students, good morning everybody. I am UK Singh, PGT, Pol Science from Mahatma Gandhi Shikshan Sansthan, Darbhanga. Dear students, today we will talk about the latitudinal and longitudinal differences that influence the time, duration as well as duration of day and night of India. Students, as we know that India is latitudinally located between 8 degree 4 times latitude in latitude and 37 degree 6 in latitude. Difference of this latitudinal location is about 30 degree, and 1 degree latitude takes 4 minute times to rotate on its axis. That's why in duration of day and night is 2 hours different from Kanyakumari to Jammu and Kashmir, because Kanyakumari is located on 8 degree 4 times while Jammu and Kashmir is located on 37 degree 6 times. If you subtract from latitudinal location of Jammu and Kashmir and latitudinal location of Kanyakumari, then you find 30 degree difference. That's why 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hour difference in duration of day and night in Kanyakumari and Jammu and Kashmir. Similarly, as we see that Arunachal Pradesh is located on 99 degree 25 times E, while Gujarat is located on 68 degree 7 times E. That's why here also we find 2 hours difference in longitudinal location of India. That we find if we not change the time meridian of India, then there is 2 hours difference in the time of Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat, because here is also 30 degree difference we find in longitudinal location of India. So an imaginary time meridian has been drawn which passes through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh as 82 degree 30 times. 82 degree 30 times E to make the similar time all over the country and a standard time of India. Thus we see that you may find questions that why 82 degree 30 times E has been selected as the standard meridian of India. Its answer you have found, as I told you. Similarly, why is the difference between the duration of day and night hardly felt at Kanyakumari but not so in Kashmir? As I told you, the latitudinal difference in latitudinal location. Now, we talk about the India and the world. So the Indian landmass has a central location between the East and West Asia. It means India is located in the central point of East and West Asia. India is a southward extension of its Asian continent. The Indian transocean routes connects the countries of Europe in the west and the countries of East Asia from the eastern coast, from the east. It provides a strategic central location also. Note that, and we know that Deccan Plateau, Deccan Peninsula protrudes into the Indian Ocean. It helps India to establish close contact with Asia, Africa, and Europe from the western coast, and with Southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. No other country in the world has so longer coastline on the Indian Ocean as India has. It is India's eminent position in the Indian Ocean which justifies the naming of ocean as the Indian Ocean. It means, students, it is clear that why do we say Indian Ocean? Because in the Indian Ocean, India has longer coastline than all over the world and other countries. That's why it has been named on India as Indian Ocean. Now you can find that India is the 7th largest country in the world on the basis of geographical area. So Russia is the largest country in the world on the basis of area because its area is 17.09 square kilometers and million kilometers. Canada 9.98, USA has 9.83, China has 9.63, Brazil has 8.51, and Australia has 7.61, while India has 3.28 million square kilometer of geographical area. That's why India is the 7th largest country in the world on the basis of area. Students, now we can talk about what are the advantages of the contacts of India with other countries, and how did India performed its trade and commerce and exchange their ideas when sea routes were not discovered or not available to India. Students, we find that India's contacts with the world have continued through age, but her relationships through the land routes. It means in the beginning period, India used land routes to exchange the goods or commodities and ideas. The various passes across the mountains in the north have provided passes to the ancient travelers, while oceans restricted such interaction for a long time. These routes have contributed in the exchange of ideas and commodities since ancient times. The ideas which were exchanged from India, they were the Upanishads, idea of Upanishads and the Ramayana, the stories of Panchatantra, the Indian numerals and the decimal system could reach many parts of the world. Similarly, the spice goods like spices, muslin, and other merchandise goods were taken from India to different countries. On the other hand, the influence of Greek sculpture and the architectural style of dome and minerals from West Asia can be seen in the different parts of the country. It means Greek sculpture, architectural styles of dome and minarets came in India from West Asia that we find in different parts of the countries and different types of ancient buildings. Now we talk about the India's neighbors or neighboring countries. What neighboring countries we have that we make relations with them? India occupies an important strategic position in South Asia. India has 29 states, 7 union territories. India has 29 states and 7 union territories. Sri Lanka and Maldives are in the southern neighbors to us. China, Tibet are our northern neighbors. Pakistan, Afghanistan are our western neighbors. Bangladesh, Myanmar are our eastern neighbors, while Maldives are also our neighbors in the southern part of our country. Thus we see that these methods we tell us about the size and location of India. Thus we finish this chapter. Okay.